a todos jóvenes, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Bienvenidos a Juegos Perdidos y bienvenidos una vez más a la aventura gráfica de Agatha Christie y no quedó ninguno. Para mí es un placer poderlo compartir con vosotros. Muchísimas gracias por el buen recibimiento que ha tenido esta serie. En el momento en el que estoy grabando esto ya se ha estrenado y llevo ya 2-3 capítulos, 2-3 vídeos. Y la verdad es que está teniendo bastantes visualizaciones y comentarios en cuanto a que os está gustando bastante la temática y queréis saber un poquito qué más cosas van a suceder. Es cierto de que en el momento en el que lleguéis hasta este punto habréis visto los vídeos anteriores y los vídeos anteriores habéis visto que hemos despotricado bastante acerca de la calidad, el descenso en calidad de este juego. Bueno, en gran parte eso ha hecho que el bueno de Álvaro en esta ocasión, este bloque de partidas, no me pueda acompañar. A ver, ya no solamente por el hecho de que ha descendido bastante la calidad y entonces él, como recordaréis, estaba hablando acerca de que no le estaba gustando tanto, pero sobre todo porque esta semana lo tenía muy complicado para quedar, ¿eh? Así que, bueno, al final hemos hablado para quedar en el futuro, en el momento en el que él pueda, y así entonces seguir haciendo ese dúo que algunos de vosotros consideráis que es un dúo dinámico y que lo estáis disfrutando. Os voy a pedir disculpas un momento porque voy a bajar el volumen. Me da la sensación de que está muy alto el volumen de la música, ¿sabes? Sí, y sigue estando alto. No por mí, sino por la grabación. Porque yo lo escucho bien, pero luego después a la hora de grabar es posible que a lo mejor tengamos algún problema. Bueno, estamos en el capítulo 4, un capítulo 4 que nos pone en situación de 7 marineritos y que supuestamente uno se fue a cortar leña y se cortó. Entonces, lo último que pudimos comprobar es que el general pues ha fallecido. Alguien ha ido detrás y se lo ha dado un golpe en la cabeza, es lo que estaba comentando el doctor Astro. Y nosotros somos uno de los máximos sospechosos porque no aparecemos en la grabación y porque supuestamente hemos sido de los últimos en hablar con el general, porque nosotros mismos lo hemos mencionado, o sea que vamos también un poquito de pardillos. Luego resulta que el bueno del juez nos ha dicho que nos va a dejar continuar con nuestra investigación, algo muy coherente, teniendo en cuenta que nosotros no somos detectives. Lo de coherente lo pongo entre comillas y lo pongo en plan sarcástico, evidentemente. Teniendo un detective que es Blur, pues somos nosotros los que investigamos, claro que sí. Y bueno, es que ahí es donde hablábamos un poquito en el anterior bloque de partidas acerca de cómo está bajando en picado un poco el juego en cuanto a argumento, narrativa y todo lo demás. Vamos a ver si el tema de puzzles puede suplir un poquito estas carencias que estamos encontrando, ¿eh? Y eso sí, está pasando todo muy rápido, ¿eh? Poquitos vídeos, estamos en el capítulo 4, no sé cuántos capítulos serán, pero no sé, lo veo yo todo muy precipitado. Voy a hablar con todos, no recuerdo si ya lo hice, pero vamos a hablar. ¿Cuál es la causa de la muerte, doctor? Vale.
Cause of death, doctor? The back of his skull was crushed with a blunt instrument.
Tampoco se ha complicado mucho.
Could the general's death have been an accident?
There were multiple wounds. Unless he repeatedly slammed the back of his head against a rock, I think we can safely rule out accident and suicide.
Which confirms what we've all come to suspect. The first 2 deaths were undoubtedly murder as well.
I concur.
Time of death?
Only a few minutes before he was found. Not more than 30 at the outside.
Do you have an alibi for that period of time?
Why, the judge and I were playing snooker.
Forgive me, Doctor, but you went up to your room, if you'll recall.
Oh, of course. For a moment or two only.
Joder, pero no fastidies, tío, si subió unos segundos, ¿qué hace? ¿Se tira desde el primer piso para cargárselo y luego después vuelve otra vez a encaramarse para volver a sus aposentos, a su habitación? Un poco... En fin. Ah, mira, puede ayudarme a coser estas sábanas para hacer un paracaídas. Es verdad, esto es otra cosa. Lombard nos habló acerca de la posibilidad de salir de la isla mediante un paracaídas. Algo muy coherente también. No se nos ocurre otra cosa que en vez de coger y fabricar una barca, pues en paracaídas.
Could you help me sew these sheets together to make a parachute?
I'm a medical man, Narracott, not a seamstress.
You stitch up patients after surgery, don't you?
Yes, and it's very delicate work, which is why I'll not risk my hands on such a coarse endeavor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Vaya chorrada. Yo creo que la que nos puede hacer la faena es Emily Brent, evidentemente. Me llama la atención que pregunte ¿qué estabas haciendo durante esa media hora? Dice, ¿dónde estuvo usted en esa media hora? Como si hubiera escuchado la conversación que hemos tenido con el doctor. Eso porque, o sea, ahí es lo que decíamos, ¿no? Que el carácter narrativo ha perdido muchísimo, ¿no? Y ya no solamente eso, es el hecho de que somos nosotros los máximos sospechosos, porque fuimos los últimos en hablar prácticamente con Narracott, aparte de, o sea, con Narracott, con el general, aparte de evidentemente la última persona que lo vio, que sería el asesino.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
I won't deny that Lombard and I had split up by then. I was just wondering, collecting my thoughts, you might say.
Me ha hecho chorrada, tío, de verdad.
How did you come to find the body?
I'd seen the old gent down on the beach when we searched the island. He seemed pretty confused. I saw the storm coming on, knew it was almost supper time. Thought I'd collect him.
See anyone else on the beach?
No, no one.
See anything of a murder weapon?
Plenty of solid Devon rocks about. I didn't see any blood, but the rock could have just been tossed in the surf.
One said he'd stay right there, and then there were 7.
Thank you, Miss Claythorne, for again calling our attention to the rhyme. It is significant without a doubt. We have one dead from having choked himself. Another overslept herself. Now a third wishes to remain in Devon, and his wish is granted to him in a most final manner.
Could you help me sew these sheets together to make a parachute?
Better ask Miss Brent. She's placed herself in charge.
Good evening, Mr. Bloor. Where were you during the half hour in question?
Up on Ship Rock, where we spoke.
The entire time?
Yes, until the wind came up. I thought I should get back before the storm.
You could see the beach from where you were?
I spent most of my time on the far side of the summit. But I did move to a position above the beach once or twice. I saw you talking to the general from there.
Yes. He seemed to know he was going to die.
Could that be because you were swinging a rock at his head?
He was quite alive when I left him. Did you see anyone else on the beach?
Yes, I saw Philip. Mr. Lombard and Mr. Bloor walking up the path from the beach. But that was earlier.
Anything else you can add, Vera?
No, nothing, I'm afraid.
Could you help me sew these sheets together to make a parachute?
Better ask Miss Brent. She's placed herself in charge.
Thank you for your time, Miss Clayton.
Vaya chorrada, tío. Se ha encargado ella. ¿Cómo que se ha encargado ella? Yo no sé, aquí ahora al perder a Álvaro, no sé si en inglés dirá una cosa distinta, pero desde luego la traducción, no sé, un poquito deficiente, pero bueno, también es cierto de que los traductores en este caso hacen lo que pueden con lo que tienen, ¿no? Trabajan con las herramientas que tienen.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
After the doctor and I finished our game, I had a look around the library. I'm surprised to say I found one of my own books in there. I wonder which of the previous inhabitants of the island it belonged to.
Why not Owen?
My dear Mr. Bloor, it was perfectly clear to me some time ago, and after your search you must realize now as well. Mr. Owen is on this island. He, or she, is one of us.
No, no, no.
Young lady, this is no time for refusing to look facts in the face. We are all in grave danger. One of us is Mr. Unknown, and Mr. Unknown has no good planned for us.
I'm a well-known professional man. The mere idea that I could be suspected of murder is preposterous.
I too am a well-known person. That, my dear sir, proves less than nothing. Doctors have gone mad before now. Judges have gone mad. So have policemen.
Bueno, parece ser que ya han llegado a la conclusión de que no hay nadie más, sino que es uno de ellos, es Owen.
What do you think we should do, Judge?
Be on our guard, especially at night.
I'd suggest prayer.
I'm not adverse to prayer, Miss Brent. but I would supplement it with a locked door.
Eso sí, desde luego.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Yes. I've been asked why I trust you, Mr. Narracott, our odd man out, to lead these informal inquiries of ours. It is very simple. It is clear to me that Mr. Owen had not planned on you stopping here on the island with us.
Unless Blore is Owen.
Stow that talk, Doctor.
An attempt has been made on your life.
So he says.
Right now, there is no one I trust more to get us out of this predicament.
Prettily spoken, Judge. I know you'll pardon me for saying this, but if you are Owen, you might want a bumbling amateur on the case more than a professional like Blore.
I would hope we all answer Mr. Blore's questions with equal candor.
Too right.
Curioso. Como han intentado matarnos y bueno, han saboteado la lancha, que sabemos perfectamente que ha sido Blore, y por el hecho de que Owen no contaba con nosotros, por eso entonces nos dice, eres el más indicado. Pero bueno, es una forma de pensar bastante interesante, ¿no? Porque perfectamente podríamos decir, bueno, somos nosotros, propiamente dicho, Owen también.
I've got a plan to get off the island. Can you help me build a parachute?
I'm not as strong as I once was, I'm afraid. Perhaps some of the others can assist you.
Good evening, Judge.
A ver qué se cuenta.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
On the front patio, knitting. I'd been there since just after breakfast. You spoke with me there.
We saw her too after we'd searched the house.
Thank you, Mr. Lombard, but I feel bound to add that there were many stretches of time throughout the morning when I was quite alone.
Who else did you see?
Almost everyone at one time or another, I should think. I saw the General walk off along that path towards Shipwreck. A minute or two later, Miss Claythorne headed in the same direction.
He went to the beach. I climbed the rock.
Rogers was also near me for a time, sweeping away some of the debris on the patio from last night's storm.
Very tidy chap, that Rogers.
I don't know if it's important, but I heard someone up above me near the telescope, but I don't know who it was.
No sé qué telescopio, si lo tenemos nosotros. Ya lo último, recordáis que lo último que cogimos fue una escalera. Que el pobre Álvaro ya ahí es cuando ya terminó por reventar.
Could you help me sew these sheets together to make a parachute?
I suppose I could. There's a sewing kit in the servants' quarters. The needles would work, but I don't think the thread would be strong enough.
Thank you, Miss Brett.
Un costurero en la sala de servidumbre. Creo que entonces ahora puede ser que sea interactuable una cajita o una especie de maletín que hay en la habitación de Rogers.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
After Blore wandered off, I went back to that ruined fishing village. It seemed the most likely place for Owen to be hiding. When the weather closed in, I made a dash back here to the house.
Find any trace of Owen or anyone else on the island apart from us?
No, I wish I had.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Not at the moment.
Do you think I should use the parachute to try and reach the mainland?
Yes, I think I'll feel a lot safer with you gone.
¿En serio? O sea, vete. Vete y me sentiré más seguro si te vas.
Could you assist me with your plan?
I handed it to you on a platter, Narracott. Surely others can help you with the menial work. I will pilot it for you, however.
That better be my job.
As you like.
Good evening, Mr. Lombard.
Es muy raro, ¿eh? Esto del paracaídas es muy raro. No. A ver, hay muchas cosas que no tienen sentido en este juego, pero esta parte tiene menos sentido todavía. O sea, un paracaídas desde un peñasco a lo menos 10 kilómetros de la costa, 10 kilómetros, que puede ser a lo mejor menos o más, no lo sé. Evidentemente, con la tormenta que está pegando, vamos a durar ni 200 metros. Porque tendríamos que lanzarnos desde muy alto para coger la suficiente velocidad como para llegar hasta el continente. Y aquí, ya ves tú, estamos en un peñasco aquí apartado de la mano de Dios. Bueno, pues ya está. 4, 5, 6 y nos queda Rogers.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
Mostly in the kitchen, sir, preparing dinner. I also washed dishes, swept the patio, where I saw Miss Brent knitting. Quietly cleaned the game room so as not to disturb the doctor and the judge. Made the beds, and chopped some more firewood.
I appreciate your candor, Mr. Rogers.
Es que ni siquiera se da la
If
vuelta,
I may
tío.
sum up, we're trapped on this island at least till Monday morning. One of us is most certainly a homicidal maniac. None of us has a clear alibi for the time in which the General met his death. Have I forgotten anything?
Yes, it's storming again.
This might be a good time to explore the house unhindered.
¿Qué ha pasado entonces? ¿Que es de noche o qué? El juego va... Me estoy desencantando. Voy a ser sincero, me estoy desencantando bastante del juego. Me estoy desencantando bastante, pero bueno, yo voy a seguir hasta el final. Eso lo tengo más claro que el agua. Por cierto, ¿dónde están las sábanas? A lo mejor es que las sábanas se las ha quedado ya automáticamente. Pudiera ser.
Our Lord moves in far more mysterious ways than you can ever hope to uncover.
Perhaps, Miss Brent, but I'm still willing to have a go. Who do you think the killer is?
Very well. I'll humor you. Mr. Blore seems the most likely suspect.
Why?
He's already admitted he's checked up on all of us as part of his supposed job for Mr. Owen. People with secrets, especially those with secrets concerning possible murders, don't make their complicity common knowledge. It would take a man like Mr. Blore to ferret it out.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Forgive me, but I doubt he takes you very seriously. That leaves the judge as the biggest threat. Yes, if I were the killer, I'd go after the judge next.
I won't take up any more of your time, Miss Brent.
Vaya chorrada acaba de decir esto también, ¿no? Si hubiera asesino iría por el juez. Dice, contigo no tengo ni por dónde empezar. Vaya tela. Pues la sábana no la tenemos. Curioso. Lo que puede ser que a lo mejor se la hayamos dado, la haya cogido de forma automática, ¿sabes? Puede ser que a lo mejor sea algo automático del juego. Bueno, que para salir tiene que ser por aquí. Aquí tenemos esto, que la radio sigue sin ser... Vamos, de momento no parece que lo necesitemos. ¿Esto están jugando? No. Vale, pues vamos a ir a la sala de la servidumbre. El juego es un quiero pero no puedo. O sea, no sé. Me da a mí la sensación de que... Mal rollito. ¿No? Pues mira, yo daba por sentado que sería eso. Vale, pues nada. En la sala de la servidumbre. Pues tiene que ser entonces en la... aquí. O a lo mejor lo tenemos ya y no me he dado cuenta. Pequeño paquete... Ah, mira, agujas de coser. Vale. Es que estoy atontado. No me había dado cuenta que lo teníamos ya.
Locked.
¿En serio? ¿Y por qué está cerrado? ¿Quién porras ha cerrado la puerta, tío? Menudo palizón.
These will work splendidly.
¿Ves? Genial.
I have nothing more to say to her.
Vale, guay. Un montón de trastos para para nada, de momento para nada. Bueno, vamos. Hombre, ¿qué haces ahí?
Oh, Mr. Narracott. You startled me.
Sorry, Rogers. Rogers, what are you doing?
I've already locked the door between the kitchen and the dining room. No one will be able to play tricks with those sailor boy figures tonight, at any rate.
Who do you
Ah,
think
bien.
the killer is?
Miss Claythorne, of course.
Hola.
Why?
She brought the rhyme to our attention. She seems innocent of her crime. I think it's just a blind.
Aren't you innocent of your crime?
We're not talking of me, sir. And she's the least likely suspect with drunken doctors, wily judges, religious zealots, cowardly hunters, and you, whatever you are, running about.
Usually it's the butler who's the least likely suspect.
Not where I come from, sir.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Miss Claythorne.
But you said she was Mr. Owen.
Did I? Then Miss Brent.
Why?
There's something terrible about her. There's hard steel under those frumpy clothes. Mark my words. Owen would do well to polish her off before she gets her knitting needles into him.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Vaya chorrado se acaba de decir ese hombre también, ¿no?
I can't open it. It's locked.
Vale. Bueno, pues vamos a echar un vistazo por las habitaciones. Según como le dé, sale la animación o no, ¿sabes? Según como le dé.
It would certainly be noticed if I rifled through his luggage. I better not.
No sé cuál esta habitación, no sé de quién es. No sé ahora mismo de quién es esa habitación. Esta es la del médico. ¿Puede ser? Sí, aquí está.
Dr. Armstrong?
What? What? I must say, I don't think much of this barging in on people when they are...
Ministering to the sick?
I don't find that amusing, sir. Not in the slightest.
Dr. Armstrong, if it will relieve your mind at all, I don't think there's anyone alive on this island who truly believes you are a teetotaler.
Somehow that doesn't relieve my mind one bit.
You protest too much, then eye the drinks tray as if it were manna from heaven. You sneak off to your room to freshen up every chance you get.
All right, Mr. Narracott, you've made your point. What do you want?
Who do you think is the killer?
Miss Brent. Knitting. Always knitting. Like Madame Defarge in A Tale of Two Cities. Madame Defarge knitted the names of those destined for the guillotine. Revenge, sir. It seems an apt analogy. Also, I don't much like Bible thumpers.
Have you any proof?
Proof, sir, is for the police. I have a doctor's instincts. My instinct tells me that anyone that self-righteous and repressed might easily turn to murder. What did she call Mrs. Rogers' death? An act of God. A woman like that could easily cast herself in the role of God's sword.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
No idea, but I assure you I plan to see it as not I.
Better lock your door then, Doctor. I walked right in.
That is all for now, Dr. Armstrong.
Bueno, eso es un de buen detalle. Dice, yo entro sin problemas.
Nothing out of order in here. I'd best not take anything, though. I'm sure he would notice.
Un curare. Vamos, que sabe todo el mundo que es un borracho, el amigo. Blur. Blur no está.
Polished marble spheres and some books. Nothing worth investigating further.
Vale. Vale. Esta es la de Lombard, si mal no recuerdo. Mi Lombard no está. Aquí está la silla, aquí está la maleta que no podemos tocar. Las cómodas están chulas. Es el reloj. Aquí está Vera. Podemos entrar en la habitación de Vera sin problema. Guay.
I'd almost swear I recognize that chap. Does he have the eyes of a killer?
Ojos de asesino.
This is a fairly sparse makeup case. Vera isn't the type to use much makeup, though.
Vale. ¿Lo podemos cerrar? No. Sí, se cierra automáticamente. Vamos. Y ahora la habitación de Brent. Esta habitación me mola, es más bonita.
This is quite a makeup supply. Emily must be more concerned with aging than she lets on.
Un montón de paletas y pinceles, etcétera. Este es el baño. Ah, no. Me pensaba que era el baño. Esta es la habitación del general, que aquí tiene que aparecer.
Come here, Mr. Narracott. Don't be shy, it's only me.
¿Y qué haces aquí?
Communing with the dead, Judge.
In a way, the law is much like necromancy. We delve, the dead give up their secrets.
What has General Mackenzie told you?
Notice the picture of his dear wife. Leslie, I believe he said her name was. The glass has been smashed, perhaps by the same blunt object that did for the general.
But why?
If we knew that, we might be further along in our inquiries, don't you think? If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it has something to do with love. It's one of the prime motives, you know. Greed, revenge, and love. Love has killed as many as either of the other two.
Who do you think the killer is?
Lombard is a man used to killing. He freely admits it. It could be a classic double bluff, plead that he is guilty so that we assume his innocence. He's used to taking matters into his own hands. If he suddenly decided for whatever reason that 10 people had to die, I doubt he'd sit still for natural causes.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim will be?
If I were you, Mr. Narracott, I'd watch my own back. Blore is all bluster. I'm past my prime. Armstrong is easily manipulated. Miss Brent's Bible provides all her answers. Miss Claythorne is like a deer caught in onrushing headlights, which is why I suppose you and Mr. Lombard find her so attractive.
You don't miss much, do you?
I miss nothing. And if it doesn't seem too egotistical of me, I can't help feeling that Mr. Owen knows that. Even intended this mystery for me. Why, I can't say, but he didn't count on you, my young friend. I'm hoping that together we may yet thwart him.
I appreciate your candor, Judge. It appears to be a portrait of the general. Must be quite old. He's standing with a very young woman. It's signed, "To John, my husband, Leslie." Better to let the dead rest in peace.
Esta es el baño.
I see nothing remarkable.
Y esta es la habitación de...
There's nothing I can do for the victim now.
Vale, pues yo creo que salvo Vera y Lothar, me parece que están todos, ¿eh?